can listen to that all day. I'm not going to even lie. I'm waiting to see who's going to have something to say about my gum, because I'm not spitting it out tonight. Yes! Hey, I see y'all. I see y'all. I see you. Oh, go Kalima. Go Kalima. Go Vincent. Hey, Vincent. Uh-oh. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Go Marcy. Go Marcy. Go Marcy. Go Marcy. What's up, Vincent? You know what? It's Thursday. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Almost the weekend. Almost the weekend. And who is excited about that is Tiffany Renee. Woo! Yes! Vincent, I was about to get up and cut a step. Well, you know I got my skates in my trunk. Don't make me pop my trunk and get my skates. Yes! Who was it? I said to somebody that, I told Zay, I'm gonna bring my skates in here one night and just start skating around the studio. How about that? Marcella, I see you. Marcella, I see you. Y'all know I love giving shout outs at the beginning of the show. Go Angie. Go Angie. I see you. Go Angie. Y'all know that's the listen, Vincent, you know we can come down here and party. Go Leon. Go Leon. Go B. Go B. Y'all know I love giving shout outs. I love seeing y'all on here. Shantae, I see you. Shantae. Y'all know, grew up in my room. Y'all know that's what's the cute girl dance. The little we don't do nothing. The cute girl dance is just like, oh. Go Face, I see you. Oh Face, I see you. Go Face. And you know what? Since I love my intro, DJ, play my song. We're going to play this one more again. Why? Because I love my intro. I'm just happy about my intro that much. How about that? I love you back, Vincent. Big shout out to TT. I see you on the check-in. Abdul, how are you, man? Abdul Kareem, happy Thursday. Keita, I see you. Big shout out to everybody checking in. Y'all came in like a mighty Russian wind. Goodness gracious. I am so glad to see y'all on here. How are you, Keita? Oh, that B. Y'all getting your two-step on? Hold on, wait. Y'all getting your two-step on? Yes, God is that good. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't care what kind of day you had. The end of a thing is better than its beginning. So it might have started off one way, and it's going to end off better than the way it started. And the best way to end it off is by getting your dance on. Go. Go Regina. Go Regina. I see you. Hi Regina. Yes, Regina, how you been? T, how are you? How are you feeling? How are you recouping? Is everything well? I want everybody that's on right now, first of all, thank y'all so much for the hearts. A big heart right back to you. Right back at you. Thank you guys so much for the thumbs up, for the hearts. I'm just honored to have you guys a part of the show. You have no idea what that means to me. David, I see you. Go David. Go David. Go Zuma. Go Zuma. Go Zuma. Go Zuma. Go Zuma. Go Paula. Go Paula. Yes. Go Joe. I see you. Joe, what's the weather like in Texas? I need to be in Texas for real. How about that? Y'all tell me how your day was. I want everybody. Tell me how was your day today. Did you guys have a good day? Let me tell you something. Every day is a good day. Go Lonnie. Go Lonnie. Go Lonnie. Go Lonnie. Lonnie, because God is that good. That glow that you see is the joy of the Lord. Because in spite of what it is, like my pastor says, in spite of what it is, doesn't change who he is. And he is truly the joy and the strength of my life. So I am grateful to be alive. So that's what you see. I thank God for the glow, honey. I do. I'm excited. 96 degrees. Oh, that's not that bad. Listen, you know how we know Texas weather. That's not that bad. Malika, go Malika. I see you. Go Malika. Go Malika. Hey Malika. Man, I'm so excited. Did y'all see what we're gonna be talking about tonight? Ooh, it's gonna be a doozy. And I'm waiting for Lance. Lance is on his way. And you know when he gets here, he just drops some serious nuggets. My gosh. He's just incredible to me. He is a brilliant mind. I am like beyond humbled and honored to have him in this chair next to me, in this chair with me. Oh. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another wonderful night of Making Me Matter. Yes, indeed. Big shout out. Oh, yeah, we could. Big shout out right now to everybody that has joined in. Big shout out to everybody that is tuned in right now to Making Me Matter, whether you're on my Facebook Live, whether you're on www.8squadrebelradio.com. Malika, big shout out to Malika. Did Malika just say, I left work for this one? Oh, girl, you must be needing to hear what's about to go down. When I say that's funny, that is funny. Yeah, it's about to get real. It really is about to get real. Lori, I see you, Lori. Hey, Elder Catherine, I see you. Yeah, we're going to talk about some stuff. And that's what I can't wait till Lance gets here because, I'm always with Lance on one side and Grumpy. Y'all give it up for Grump. Grump is here like faithfully. Y'all big up to Grump. So, with Lance on his way, Grumpy here, I'm in the middle of these two guys. Y'all have no idea how I get jumped for real. But they pull out facts. You hear what I'm saying? They tell the truth. Big up, Lori. Bless up, Lori. I love you. 11. So big shout out to everybody that's checked in. Make sure you guys tell a friend, send a smoke signal, text a friend. I don't care if you have to run outside in this rain and say, Making Me Matter Radio is on the air. Get somebody to tune in. This is not something that you want to miss tonight. We're going to talk about what men need to know about women. Big shout out to Ray, who is that's my faithful co-worker. Big shout out to you, Ray. Ray, you jump on here every week. And when I tell you it's an honor, thank you. Thank you. Oh, Regina, tonight we're going to talk about what is my topic? Lance is going to kill me for not knowing my own topic. Tonight's topic is what men need to know about women and why. Tonight we're going to talk about what men need to know about women and why. What men need to know about women and why. Who's crazy? Joe, fix your face. Don't make me have to FedEx you my foot. Fix your face talking about they crazy. You better not be talking about women. Big shout out to Sean. Sean, I see you on here. Thank you, Sean, for jumping on. So before we get started, I was just telling Grump, I'm gonna tell you guys, and you guys tell me real quick. I got chewed up on literally last week because I was smacking my gum. And I said, tonight I'm going to chew my gum again. How about that? So anyway, before we get started, you guys know I like to get started with those who are advertising. Big shout out to everybody that is advertising. Right now, my girl Jessica Bullock is doing her thing. So let me see. Oh, somebody just commented on one of my YouTube videos. If you guys have YouTube, make sure you go to the Making Me Matter radio page on YouTube. Subscribe to the page. We want to go ahead and make this thing take off. So make sure y'all tune in and check into the Making Me Matter radio show YouTube page. But big shout out to Jessica Bullock, who is founder and owner of Life Options Counseling Services. And she has 2 major events coming up. Lisa Richardson Hall. I see you, my Lisa. How are you with your gorgeous self? Big shout out to Pam Major. So y'all check this out. On June 2nd, keep these dates in mind. If you guys have a daughter, a granddaughter, a niece, a young lady that you know that's between the ages of, I believe, 9 and 17 years old. Every Friday, it looks like June 2nd, July 7th, and on August the 11th at 7 p.m., Life Options Counseling Center will be hosting what's called Strong Girls Group all summer long. So it's going to be Friday, June 2nd at 7 p.m., Friday, July 7th at 7 p.m., and Friday, August 11th at 7 p.m. It's with Life Options Counseling Center located at 13 Clyde Road, Suite 102 in Somerset, New Jersey. You can call 908-290-3550 for more information. Get your daughters involved. There's so many fast behind girls out there nowadays. Don't even get me started. But they're fast because they're looking for something. And these young girls need to know that there's hope. That just because daddy wasn't around doesn't mean that they need to go look for a sugar daddy. They still have someone and people that love them enough to keep them grounded, to keep them secure and protected. And they need to, and not even just that, some young ladies need to, they struggle with self-esteem. They struggle with peer pressure and bullying. So make sure y'all check this out. It's Strong Girls Group, and it's going to be Friday, June 2nd, 7 p.m., Friday, July 7th, 7 p.m., Friday, August 11th at 7 p.m. My Aunt Charlize just jumped on. Hey, Auntie. Matter of fact, while I'm over here reading these commercials, I want you to post up on here what you have going on with the Cancer Walk on Saturday. I won't be able to do it because of stuff that I got to do with the radio and everything. So, but post up the information as to how they can get the t-shirts and support your Cancer Walk so it can go global. And so the next thing that Jessica's doing is called From Victim to Survivor, assigning a new meaning to your traumatic experiences. This is for women only. Life Options Counseling Center, Saturday mornings from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Again, that's 13 Clyde Road, Suite 102 in Somerset, New Jersey. It's a therapy group for women. If you guys have any questions or need more details, feel free to check out my Facebook, my Making Me Matter Radio Facebook page, my Making Me Matter the series Facebook page. And then my other one, we have Ryan Buckland, owner and founder of Buckland Funeral Home. This is another person who's advertising with us. Let me tell you something. Ryan, I've known him for years. Very classy, very prompt. He cares for those who are dealing with losses, and I know he would provide excellent service to you and your loved ones or your friends and co-workers. So if you know someone who's in need of bereavement services, Ryan is definitely the person. Ryan is definitely the person to get with on that. And definitely hit up my buddy Felton Rowe. Felton Rowe with Front Row Apparel. If you haven't seen his line, Felton has this line of this clothing line called Live. And Live stands for Living in Victory Every Day. Go on my Facebook page, my Making Me Matter Facebook page, to check out those who are advertising with the Making Me Matter radio show. If you are interested in advertising your business, your product, your upcoming events, if you have something that you want to promote, inbox me. I'll go ahead and let you know what the details are, and I'll be more than happy to tell you how you can advertise your business on the Making Me Matter radio show. If you want to sponsor, if you just want to sew into this show so that we can take this thing by storm and go across the world, feel free. Yes, that deserves some claps. That's my dude right there. Feel free to inbox me, and I can tell you how to sew into this amazing show. So, I got a couple of giveaways I'm going to do tonight. So y'all let somebody know that tonight I have, let's see, what do I have? I have these earbuds. They're Bluetooth earbuds with Bandito. Mic and track control, wireless. Oh, okay. So I have two wireless, there are two. And this is nice. I like this white and rose gold one. So I have two giveaways that I'm going to give away later on during the show. So I want to ask y'all a question. I definitely want to ask you guys a question. Are women misunderstood? I want to talk about that. Are women misunderstood? What is it about women that men just don't understand? Last week we talked about the dynamics of a man, and this week we're going to talk about what men need to know about women. And here's the reason why I really wanted to go in talking about this. Because a lot of women, a lot of women, I personally believe, are misunderstood. I really do. And so, with that being said, I think they're misunderstood based on past relationships that men have had. Grump, you can tell me if you think I'm wrong with this. Oh, sorry, guys. So, here's my thing. I think women are misunderstood based on past experiences that men have had with other women. So, the women that they are with get treated a certain way or prejudged based on previous circumstances. Is that facts? Could that be facts or no?
Facts.
Cool. So another thing too is that you hear men, a lot of men, and y'all let me know if y'all think I'm wrong. Y'all let me know if y'all think I'm wrong. A lot of women are deemed as too emotional.
Super facts.
What you mean super facts? He said super facts. It's like facts to another level. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think that women are emotional? Do you think that we're super emotional? Do you think that... Did he give facts for us being emotional? But I like that though. But how about this? Are we super emotional? Do we literally blow things out of proportion? But here's the thing. I want you guys to understand something. One thing I know about women, obviously because I am one, is women, we don't do things without having a reason. That's a fact. We don't do things just because. A lot of times we do things based on, what's the word I'm looking for? Circumstantial evidence. Grump is over there laughing. Hey, Arlene, I see you. Arlena, I see you. So here's my thing. Are we over emotional? What makes women emotional? I think we are looked at, and y'all keep this number handy. I want y'all to call in tonight too, 973-536-1148, because I need to hear from the men and I need to hear from the ladies. Are we as women super emotional? Why is it that men can't seem to understand us? And I personally think, just as my own personal perspective, I think the reason why we are misunderstood is, like I said, you have men that deal with the wrong women, so now their antennas are up as if the new woman that they're with is going to be similar to the old one, or they've just had their experience with women and it seems like it's a pattern of the same thing. And when it seems like it's a pattern of the same thing, it makes them wonder if all women are the same, which is not true. Not all women are the same. It might seem like it, but they all have different experiences. But at the end of the day, just because it may seem like it's similar doesn't mean that all women are the same. Women respond based on what's handed to them or what's not handed to them. Men respond differently. Men are more logical and analytical. Women are more thought-provoking. Don't. Ray, we are not crazy. Don't try to come for us. We are not crazy. Oh my gosh. We're not crazy. We're not crazy. We are not crazy. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Marcy, for inviting her on here. I'm so glad. Arlene, God bless you. But yeah, so here's my thing. And I want you guys, I did some reading on a couple of things, right? And I want to read some things to you because some of the things that I found honestly were true. And so I wanted to run them past you, and I'm missing a whole bunch of pages, and he's not happy. It's Tiffany Renee. Oh, here it is. Yeah, irrationally emotional. Okay, Ray, call me, 973-536-1148. What do you mean by irrationally emotional? So do you think that women are emotional based on things that they've gone through? So whatever happened to when you're with somebody, trying to understand their behavior, trying to understand why they are doing the way they are, instead of looking at them as being irrational, emotionally unstable, or incompetent, or crazy, psycho, and all that other stuff that women get labeled. And here's the thing, not all women are like that. They really aren't. Women, I think once men get to the basis of trying to understand why a woman operates the way she does, it's going to be a different ballgame. It's going to be a different ballgame. So that's my whole thing. That's my whole thing. Again, it's not like, I want you to really call in, Ray, 973-536-1148. I want you to tell me what you mean by irrationally emotional, because women and men just think differently. But here's my thing. Just because that's him, he's coming in. Just because men and women think differently doesn't mean there can't be a level of mutual understanding. Oh, thank you. Doesn't mean that there can't be a level of mutual understanding where the two can come together to a happy medium. You know what I'm saying? So I personally think that it's all based on what needs to take place to be understood. That's the question. What needs to take place so that understanding can take place between the two? Understanding can be taken place through the two, and then from that point, the two grow together. I think sometimes we judge a person based on their flaws, based on not understanding the dynamics of who they are. So like last week we talked about the dynamics of a man, and tonight we're going to talk about that with the woman. So here's what I read. Ray, I totally need you to call me on this one. I so do. So tell me what you guys think. Okay, so somebody has said that when it comes to women, check this out. If you hurt her feelings last year by acting in a particular way, or if you said something unkind, that pain still lives in her. She feels the possibility that you can do it again, even if you've changed significantly since that time. Hi,
hey.
How are you?
Wow.
Yay, guys, Lance is here. Who's excited as me?
That's right, that's my boy right there.
Yeah, he already started throwing claps and stuff. I didn't want him to clap. You want to say hi real quick?
No.
I didn't think so. Hey, Haas. I see you, Haas. Big shout out to you, Haas. We can't wait for Brother Haas to join Gospel Live Radio. Yeah. You want to say hi?
What's up, Haas, yo? Yo, I be pumping Haas's music for my nephews and stuff.
Really?
That was like the first gospel rap that I listened to.
Haas?
Everything else before that was corny. So I used to listen to his stuff, and we actually gave out one of his CDs for our young kids in church. But yeah, I definitely used to pump. Big shout out to Haas.
Yeah, Haas is that
Salute.
dude. Haas is that dude. Listen, let me know when that cruise is. I know you said something about 2018. Let me know when it is. And matter of fact, Haas, you can go ahead and post it up here. Post it up here so everybody can go ahead and support what you're doing. Haas is going to be on Gospel Live on June 11th. June 11th. Haas is going to be here. It's going to be crazy dope. Haas, you hear this?
Battle Haas.
Oh, Lord, this is going to be funny. Yeah, he said appreciate that, bro. Haas, I'm still rocking one. I know you have other good songs, but... Ooh!
Yo, that's the song right there.
Listen, I've been like pumping that all day. Ray, call it again, 973-536-1148. Ray has said we're talking about what men need to know about women, what men need to know about women, and why.
What we learned last week.
See, don't.
What weave did.
Don't. Yes, it is important.
We constantly learning something.
It's very important that you guys know what kind of weave your woman has, or
if she has
if she has a weave, if she rocks contacts, if her teeth are hers, if she has.
What is hers?
Yeah, that too. That's very important.
I'm serious, yo. Nowadays, yo, you gotta make sure everything.
Do y'all hear this? Now they talking about
That's
the
right.
plastic.
You gotta wrench around.
That's
Wrench
right.
around.
That's the truth.
So glad I don't have that issue. So Ray, try to call back in. Don't even come for me. Don't even come for me. Don't come for me. Ray, call back in. He said women don't understand women. Oh, he said women don't understand women. How are we supposed to? You gonna stop giving those claps?
Ray, what's Ray?
Ray, you need to call in. 973. Yep, that's my co-worker Ray. He
That's
checks in every
brother that's
Thursday.
even saying that.
Yep.
Go ahead, brother.
He said women don't understand women. How are we supposed to? Ray, you need to call me. 973-536-1148. 1148. Hi, Nene. I see you. What do you mean by women don't understand women? No, here's the thing. Let me tell you something about women and
Can I
women.
be brought in on the camera station?
Oh, yeah, you can. I was about to get angry. Go ahead.
What do you get angry for?
Antsy.
Why?
Not angry,
See?
but I'm going to answer that
That's
women don't
emotional.
understand women.
Already.
Why?
See?
Okay, stop. Why is that though?
Oh, I'm not angry.
No. When you said women don't, he made a point to say women don't understand women.
We understand women.
No. And I'm a. It depends what perspective he's coming from.
Okay.
Because I can kind of I kind of agree with him. First of all, let me tell you something. And I hate to I say it all the time. I hate to base this to a gender, but you say women don't understand women. A lot of times yo, your women or your girls is the last thing to even know what's going on with you. Women is sneaky sometimes, boy. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a woman can't understand. How many times do you hear women say this? And again, I'm not, you know, applauding this or glamorizing it. You hear women sometimes that might be in a bad relationship. You hear other women say to them, how could she stay? But then when it happens to her, and when she's in that situation, then she seems to not understand, but then she finds reason to stay. I think as people, we just naturally, I think one of the biggest problems is that we equate understanding somebody with a gender. And a lot of times it's not just that. It also has to do with, you know, how you were brought up, you know, your surroundings, you know, your people that you were surrounded by, you know what I mean? So you got to understand a person based on what it is that, you know, who the person is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I understand that. Oh, we not signed in. Is that right? He said there's no answer. But here's my thing, too. No, he said he just called. And he didn't get an answer. But here's my thing, too. Try it again, Ray. 973-536-1148. But here's my thing. I never tell a woman to do something that I wouldn't do myself. I'm gonna be honest with you.
What?
And I'm just speaking from my own, like, just from my own personal standpoint. I don't tell a woman to do something that I have had women inbox me and actually say, Tiff, this is what's going on. Hi, Beth. Big shout out to my Beth Bacall. Beth, you know you are my heart. You are my heart. I see you, Audrey. How are you, Audrey? So, here's the thing. I've gotten messages, inbox messages from women, like literally all over, that have literally said to me, I'm in this situation, yada, yada, yada. Should I leave him? And I'm like, you talking to the wrong one, because I'm one who's like through thick and thin and ride or die. I don't just leave. So if you choose to leave, that's what you choose to do. I personally wouldn't leave this situation. I've had women that have said that they've been cheated on. Inbox me, do I leave this situation? And I said, well, how do you know he's cheating? And then we would go in and she would say, da 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 da, or they would say, da 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 da, and my response is, talk to him. It is. So I would say talk to him, but you know, and get to the nitty gritty. Here's my thing: if you two can,
maybe that's part of the problem. People keep seeking other people to give them answers for their relationship and a relationship that they're in. It's easy to give somebody advice to something that they're not directly affected by. You know what I mean? Whether they're tied to it emotionally, mentally. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, it's real easy to give somebody advice for something that you're not being directly affected by.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, I think, you know, when people go through divorce, that's a tough and devastating thing.
Of course.
So people can't understand, you know, like, I'm gonna give you a prime example. My parents went through a divorce, and you know, people could not understand why, you know, my parents, because when you looked on the outside, it didn't look like they would ever leave each other.
Right.
And you know, as the years went on, and I talked to one of my parents, one of the parents said, well, you know, I stayed for the children.
Right.
A lot of people can't understand that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make them right or wrong. It's what's right for them. You know what I mean?
Right. And I understand that. And I know people that have done that too, that have stayed for the children. And at the end of the day,
You said it all slow like it was me.
no.
I didn't say that.
You're
First
so
of all, my
retarded.
ex-wife and I have no kids together, so, you know, staying for the children.
No, I'm just
Like-
saying in general. And you know what? I can be honest, my dad did. My dad waited till I was of age. You know, oh no, he would say it, you know, but at the end of the day, they getting on this phone. They said Tiff is blocking Ray from calling, or she didn't pay the bill. You know what? Can I get them to call through a different phone and hook it up through the? All right. So, Ray, call this number 732-825-6535. No, not 732-825. No, 732-825-6535. 732-825-6535, and let me see if you gonna get. Is it this one here? So go ahead. You know what? You know what? You're gonna get cut.
We're gonna do a dating line.
You're gonna get cut.
Auction.
Y'all better come
Yep.
get this. Come get him before I
Yep.
wind up like
Yep.
sneaking him. So anyway, Ray, try to call 732-825-6535, and we're gonna see if that line works. But here's the thing: women do understand women. Women try to play like they don't understand women. Women try to make it seem as if I understand what Lance was saying when he said women are sneaky. I don't like sneaky stuff. When I tell you, it irks me to the core. I don't like sneaky anything, and I definitely don't like a sneaky female. I had a call yesterday from somebody who who wanted to talk to me about somebody who, before she got married, this person was interested in the guy she was dating, and then next thing you know, they got married, and now the girl is still trying to be trifling. And I said, well, what did you say to her? She said, they won't let me step to her. I said, oh no, that wouldn't be my issue. Hold on one second. Can I just hit accept?
Yeah, you didn't turn your phone on.
Okay. Hold on one second. Ray, can you hear us? You are so bad. Ray, can you hear us? Ray. I'm going to put it by the mic. Hold on. Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
Hello.
That's the first year, right?
That's your phone.
Yeah, I can't hear
Yeah,
you.
that's the Boost Mobile shit.
Don't be coming for my phone. So, women are. Here's my. Ray, try to call back because I can't hear you and I have you on speaker.
Yo, you done had the man call 5 times.
It's okay. He can call till we get to the 7. 7 is the number of completion.
You read your Bible today?
So anyway, women do know women. Women do have an understanding of how women are. They just sit back trying to see how they can go ahead and attack and try to see how they can go ahead and be. Some of them just literally lie back trying to see how they can manipulate and figure stuff out so they can see how to go ahead and move in. Hi, Ma. Big shout out to my mom, who I love dearly. Big shout out to you, Ma.
What's up, Ma?
My Lance said, what's up? Say hi again.
She gets a high.
Nobody else gets a high, huh? That's funny. Hold on one second. Let me see something. Ray, can you hear us?
I can hear you now.
Yay, Ray! Okay, so Ray made a statement that women are, and I don't want you guys to say a word, are irrationally emotional.
Oh, definitely.
I want to hear what you mean by irrationally emotional.
I'll fake my own.
You hear Lance over here clapping? I do not like that clap.
I mean, obviously, it's understood by men. See, men understand men. We kind of understand each other. But women don't understand women.
So give me an example of how a woman doesn't understand a woman, and then give me an example of how women are irrationally emotional.
Well, you see it in the office all the time. Like, oh, I don't understand that girl. I don't understand what this
So
one's
you
doing
took
over
his
here.
own words against it.
This one doesn't make any sense. Why is she going out with that guy? There's never a reason where they get. See, men, you'll see a guy with some girl and be like, oh, I understand why he's with her. Or you'll understand their relationship. Or you'll understand why a guy is possibly doing other things with his fellas, or the way he's acting a certain way. Guys will understand that, but women never understand each other.
What do you think?
I think, well, I mean, I agree with some of his points. I think that I agree with the statement, emotionally irrational, but, I think with men, it's a certain code, an unwritten code that we live by. You can understand why a man is doing A, B, C, or X, Y, and Z. Like I said, we talked about respect last week, and I was saying if I go up to a woman and she's with her man, and I know the woman, the unwritten law is for me to introduce myself to the man first and shake his hand.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Some women will just talk like as if the other woman's not there, and it's a cattiness and semi disrespect. Now, the other woman might not understand why she did that, and it's not all the time because she wants to get with that dude. It's just doing it sometimes. You know what I mean? But that's the reason I said semi-agree, because I don't think all women are like that. You know, there's some women that honestly they think just like dudes do. You know, and if not, got the game down better than dudes do.
That's
they
the
just
truth.
now I will say this: I think women are a whole lot slicker than dudes are. You know, because they not as sloppy with it.
Well,
They're not as sloppy with it. You know, so they're pretty much, you know, they're more calculated. And that's the word I definitely use with women. They're more calculated, and they you know, they use our own ego against us. You know, a man sits there and thinks it can't be done to him because he's the man, but the whole time this woman's just sitting back like, okay, we'll let you think that, but you know, y'all got the game down to a science. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you, my Ray Day. I appreciate you calling, buddy. And thanks for the stuff today.
Absolutely. Love you, Ted.
Love you back, man. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
See stuff like that. You see that? You see how it was purely...
Stack! Hi, Stack!
You see how freely that was?
And you saw how purely platonic it was. He said, I love you back.
Right.
Neither one of us as men took it like, ooh, so
Right.
what's up with that?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But a lot of times with women sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you, it's like 2 weeks later. So who was that you said that you love? You know what I mean?
Facts.
And like that type of stuff irritates me. It boils my blood. But you know, I don't know if it's just I'm the type of man I just don't care. You know, I'm not trying to be funny.
I definitely don't care.
It's yeah, like it's too much energy to sit there. Like you can love somebody to be purely platonic, and it's nothing more to it.
And the thing is, but you can tell. But here's the difference,
That's
though.
not always
You
true.
you don't think so? Okay, because here's my deal. Women are good. I'm gonna just say this. There's some women that I'm not gonna bash women. We ain't bashing women today. We talking about how to deal with their emotions. I'm not gonna even go there. Hi, Tori. Big shout out to Wayne Stackhouse. What's up, Stack? Tori, I see you all. That's my other bestie in the D. I love Tori. But
it's the bestie between yo.
you know what?
You boy, yo.
See, he comes from me
Every
constantly.
week.
I can't deal. I can't deal. But at the end of the day, it's women can judge when, like, for example, with Ray just now. That's my ace boom. You know what I'm saying? Ray, no, that's my peeps. And so, and you could tell if not that men watch, because you guys don't, but women look for body language. Women look for tone. We watch everything.
Some stuff that
But-
ain't even there though.
You think we don't.
That's the thing. We just don't say that.
We don't have to show it.
Women do, but here's the thing. I think women do based on a lot of things that have transpired in their life. Not that they want to take anything. And here's the deal. I think it gets misconstrued because it's like it's almost as if women get the bad end of the stick for responding a certain way. But a lot of times, you missed what I said earlier. What I said earlier was that women mainly respond to things that are dealt in front of them. Sometimes it's what. Here's another thing. It's not always dealt. Sometimes they don't have to be dealt anything. Sometimes women just know when things are off. So when they.
You think we don't? You think we don't? I mean,
But here's my question. If a woman comes and says, "Okay, I feel like something's wrong," or if something is this and this is that, and this is what I'm feeling, most men, and it talks about. I pull up some things. Most men don't want to deal with the emotional part of a woman.
no.
Why?
Why? Because yo.
I need to hear this. Why don't? Because how can you ever really
It's a
understand a
headache, yo.
woman? But how can you really ever understand a woman if you don't want to deal with a part of her, which is her emotions?
Okay, so fair question. Get that off of this.
Ah.
Fair question.
Sorry,
But
guys.
here's the thing.
Mhm.
You kind of just said something I feel like is twofold.
Mm-hmm.
You said, repeat your question, how can you truly understand a woman?
If you don't understand her emotions.
So I agree with you.
Okay.
Okay, I completely agree with you. But how can you also understand that man if you're not dealing with part of what makes up his DNA too? Because I'm not hate to hear it all the time. And there has to be a halfway point. You know what I'm saying?
And I said that earlier. Didn't I say that earlier? What I said earlier was that there comes a point where she can have her emotions, and there's a way that the two of them can bring some level of understanding, and there can be a medium with that. There's a way for that to happen. Ray just said emotion doesn't contain logic. That's the truth.
And that's what the point I'm making, that because you're getting emotional about something, like case in point, okay? So both of us, you know how many times I hear from women all the time, what's up with you and her? 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 Because the emotion is because we gel well together, and because there's some familiarity there, people are always constantly questioning what's what. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, mind your business. One. Two.
You want me to say it? No.
But for real, mind your business.
Mind your business.
And two, but people sometimes, you have to understand the background and the familiarity between those two people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes the emotion, some women are jealous of the relationship you have with other women because they're so tainted themselves that they can't give you that type of relationship. So if you have a female who's a better friend to you, it's purely platonic. But because they're a better friend, they find fault in it and try to make you feel bad that there's something going on. Listen, I've been hit with ultimatums about female friends before. Like, listen, you two are real close. What do you mean we're real close? I mean, y'all know each other. I introduce y'all cool. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand something. Every dude that your chick is cool with, I'm not gonna be cool with, nor do I want a relationship with. Every female that I might be cool with doesn't mean she's gonna be cool with them, nor do they want a relationship with each other. But there should be a level of respect.
Absolutely.
So well, hold on. So but that female or male, they can be respecting your partner, but your partner ain't respecting them because they're upset because you have a better relationship with that person than you do with them. You know, y'all could be going through a season at that time. And during the season, an old friend surfaces that you might have went to college with, or a church member, or whatever. And it ain't like you sitting there like going over their house and stuff all the time. But they call you and they, you might have called them before for certain situations or problems you're going through, and vice versa. And now all of a sudden your girl's sitting there with the screw face. You know what I'm saying? All turned up and mad, and it's like, why? Because of the fact that you communicate better with this female, or you communicate better with this male. Now I'm gonna be honest. I do believe that your partner should be conscious of how familiar you two are with each other, to the point where it's not impeding upon certain barriers in a relationship. I guess I would say that it's not like case in point, if I'm going through with my mate, that's not for me to be discussing with that friend.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because now I'm sowing seeds of discord.
Agreed.
And I shouldn't be having that type of conversation. But if it's football season and we like the same team and we bugging out talking about football, but yet you like, well, I don't want to watch football. I hate football. Like, how you
and I have a problem with that. Can I interrupt you for 2 seconds?
I mean, you was going to anyway, but go ahead.
Whatever. No, here's my issue with that, and then I'm gonna read my aunt's comment. My aunt texted me, so I'm gonna go back and look and read her comment. So here's my thing. Let me tell you something. A perfect example. I like basketball. I could talk basketball. I could talk baseball. I can't talk hockey. If I'm dealing with somebody who likes hockey and doesn't fool with the sports that I like, at the end of the day, I'm going to still sit right there and watch every little thing and just pay attention and say, oh, what's that? Or even if I don't say anything, I'll just watch it just because they like it. There comes a point where you have to just, say that again.
I said sacrifice.
And it's not about you. It's not always about you. You have to bend a little bit. I love roller skating. I could watch somebody skate on TV or whatever. Doesn't mean that somebody else is going to like it, but guess what? I know, you probably think that's so corny. But at the end of the day, somebody will probably sit back, maybe watch it with me if it's something that I like.
Well, at least try to.
Try
to watch it. But going back to, because we kind of got off topic and we digressed a little. Going back to Ray's comment.
Right.
You know what? that's what I'm talking about it being, emotional sometimes. You base your emotions on jealousy, you base your emotions on, and it's not always logical all the time. And then you got to look at too, what are you giving or what are you not giving to that relationship? You upset because they're close with the female. You're upset because they talk with the female more than they talk with you. But like I said, if every time I'm trying to talk to you, you don't want to talk, or we trying to have conversations and you want to talk to your girls more, you can't get mad at me because of the fact that me and these females just naturally gel. I'm sorry.
But another thing too is, if you are in a partnership with somebody, if you're in a relationship with somebody, and if they're your partner, and somebody, there's always going to be friends, males or females, that the other person doesn't know about. Me personally, I don't have a problem saying, oh, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so. I don't.
No, I'm just saying, I don't agree with that.
But everybody's different.
No, you're right. And that's why you need to know the person that you're in a relationship with.
Well, that's true too. But in the same breath, there should be some level of boundaries where even the friends should have boundaries at some point in regard to respecting the partner that you with.
Well, yeah, you don't be calling the house 12 midnight and stuff like that. I don't care if it's friends or not. So those are boundaries that should be respected.
You don't call or text 12 midnight 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Well, you better not pop up. I don't care if I'm in a relationship with you.
Shoot.
Yo, don't pop up in my house.
It's popping up. Now that's a question. See, now we shift into a whole different thing. Is there something wrong with popping up at somebody's house if you're in a relationship with them? Let me read my aunt's comment. My aunt Charlize said, the things you are talking about really deal with women who have not found themselves.
Come on, sis.
That's my aunt. How about that?
Hey,
then
auntie,
she says,
hallelujah.
Auntie, you know what? We should all do a road trip to go to Dallas to go check her out. There are stages men and women go through leading to maturity if it's their goal. If you have matured, the childish things fall off.
Dissertation.
If you have not, wait, I just lost my spot. Where is it? If you have not matured, the immature living continues. That's true. The question for the men and the women, do you know where you are going? Mm-hmm. Get rid of the negativity and strive to be better. Lord, you got Lance over here shouting. I can't. I can't.
And that also deals with, you know what too? Let me say something. I had a conversation with a female the other day. I forgot I got to do it. I had a conversation with a female the other day, and she and I we kind of dove into something. There's some truth to this too. You gotta stop looking for, and it's not just females, and I say that every week because I hate when we try to just base stuff to gender, but you gotta stop looking for somebody to fill a void and complete you.
Right.
You really do. You gotta stop looking for somebody that you know there's some insecurities and some things that you have issues with and some problems that you need to work on, and you haven't really truly gotten a chance to know yourself yet and know who you are. So you look for somebody to kind of be like that crutch, like, oh, well, you're supposed to be there for me. Yeah, well, me being there for you does not mean that I sit there and I can completely take away some of the problems and some of the situations or some of the baggage that you brought into the relationship. When you know that there's things that you've dealt with in this relationship, you've dealt with in that relationship, you got to look at who the common denominator is. When you know that there's things that you fall short of and certain things that you have to work on with self, as I said before, you can complete anybody else. The show is, making me matter. I can't make anybody else matter until, one, I've learned to make me matter first.
Right.
And I've learned to love myself first.
Right.
And if I look for somebody else to fill that void, then I'm constantly going to be bumping into the same wall, because the same barrier is going to come up, because I'm like, well, they didn't do it this way. And I will say this, as much as I don't like the truth of the matter, a lot of dudes that are very insecure are looking for a freaking mother figure and some type of mama, but you got a lot of women that misconstrue protection and being there for me means that they have to sit there and take away some of their demons that they've already been dealing with, that they've never dealt with. So that's the thing, man. Don't be looking for somebody to sit there and complete you to fill a void, man. Be complete yourself, and then we can be complete together.
That's hot. But you know what? What I love about that is what you just said about being complete together. We have a call. Let me see if this is my aunt. Hold on 1 second. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sweetheart, I can hear you.
Hi!
Hey, sweetie, I am just listening to you guys. And I really feel bad for you guys that are out here dating. I really do. If you are not mature, I'm going back to my comment, if you haven't figured out who you are, where you're going, what you want to do, and who you want to do it with in a positive way and in the right way, you will always struggle and deal with the things that you're talking about.
Revolving door.
You're 100% right.
How old is she? Ask her. I would like to ask her something.
Okay.
Does she feel as though a lot of the dynamics have changed? Being that the you find problems completely with across the board with a lot of generations, but do we find more that as time has gone on that we tend to the value of relationships and family structure is not like it was before because of the world that we're living in? That some of these generations are unfortunately more doomed when it comes to relationships because it's the world we're living in?
Yes. There is a lack of foundation. There's a lack of village. There's a lack of families that have that unit connection. You know, I guess in today's term, it would be that ride or die mentality. But there is a huge gap. We have babies having babies having babies that are not mature, that do not know what a woman's role is, that do not know what a man's role is. And some people may get mad because I say a woman's role and a man's role, but they exist.
Preach!
A woman does raise a boy to be a man.
Woo!
Because there's things that a man can only teach his son. A man cannot raise a woman, a little girl, to be a woman because he doesn't understand the woman experience. There are roles. That's why marriage relationship is male, female. Period.
LBGT about to get caught. No, it's not that.
What it is, because at the end of the day, two men cannot procreate and
Right.
have a kid.
Right.
Tell her it's not.
Procreate and have a kid. Okay.
It's not that we laughing at you. Yes, it's not that we laughing at you. We're in agreement. But unfortunately, we live in a society where everything is politically correct, and people, you know, are we just live in a messed up society. I'm gonna just leave it at that. So no, we applauding you. We agree with exactly what you're saying.
So if society is telling you it's okay for Kim Kardashian, and I'm going back a minute, to get out there and do what she did with Ray J in public, and then that opens the door with all these other girls thinking that behavior is okay, and then that's what they do.
Well, in fairness, Jane Kennedy was doing it with Leon Isaac Kennedy back in the day too.
They don't care about who you are.
And that was the 70s.
What girls don't understand is they want to be in a trash receptacle for the men things. And they need to be taught differently.
You better say that. You know what? You're 100% right.
Women step up. Until women step up and start pulling these girls to the side and telling them what's up and how they need to respect themselves and respect their bodies, and men need to do the exact same thing. They need to pull these young boys to the side. Pull your pants up. I don't want to see your underwear. I don't want to know that you can't halfway walk because of your pants hanging down. Get out here and get a job. Make something of your life. Make yourself presentable that
I like that last part. I appreciate that, Auntie. Thank you so much for calling. That right there, you touched on a whole lot. Thank you so much. Everybody's on here like, preach, Auntie. I appreciate it. Thank you for calling. Have a good night. I love you.
Okay, love you too. Bye.
Bye.
When she said that it takes a village to raise a child, and pull these young men to the side and this, that, and other. You know what? It's definitely true. Again, I'm gonna say this. Unfortunately, we have allowed the law to get so much in our lives, and DYFS to the point where they're telling you how to discipline your child, and this, that, and the other. You breathe near a kid nowadays.
Right.
They won't call the police. And the sad part about it is, see, I was the type of parent that if my kid is wrong, chastise my kid. You understand what I'm saying? That's the type of parent I am. Come to me, but chastise my child if you see them out of pocket and out of place. But we're living in a world now where people don't want you to even breathe by their kids.
Right.
And if the kid is out of pocket, you can't say anything to them. The kid will curse you out, and I'm just from a different. You curse me out, you're gonna lose your teeth. That's just I'm from a different different breed. But it's a lot of these veterans don't want to take time out for our young people anymore and teach these young women or teach these young men, because there's no respect. And the respect, they don't even respect their people at home. So that's why you sitting there having talking to you off radio.
But that's why too, because these parents at home allow it to happen.
Because they want to be their friends.
They want to be. Let me tell you something.
And allow the
Rose
TV
Carlton
and allow the
not
TV
my
to
friend.
watch it. Well, my parents. Boy, if DYFS can hear half the stuff my parents.
Let me tell
did to me.
you, I'm gonna be honest with you. I called DYFS on my
beat me in
parents.
school.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I called DYFS on my parents. If mommy is still on here, my mom will tell you. I lied to them about something. I was always honest about everything except for school.
My sister's tooth out for calling DYFS.
Look, let me tell you something. DYFS came knocking at the door when we were at the dinner table. I was in like the 3rd or 4th grade. I was forging my grandmother's signature on the report cards and all this other stuff. And so they came knocking on the door. And what they said was, we came to take your daughter. And my dad said...
With no investigation?
Oh, well, what happened was I got a whooping the other night.
Mm-hmm.
I got a whooping the night before, and I had on a long sleeve shirt. And I went to school, and the teacher was like, who knows the answer to this, yada, yada. So I rolled up my sleeves.
Trying to be
like,
slick, right?
I do.
I would have beat you some more.
Right, I was like, I do. And I had this, I was one of those stupid kids that tried to catch the belt. So I had this big mark, like right here.
Rose should have beat you some more.
Oh no, Carlton was the one that whooped me.
Good.
That was even like worse. And so next thing you know it, they took me down to the office. DYFS came to the house that night, and they said, we came to take your daughter. And my dad said, if you think I'm going to have somebody in my house lying to me, go ahead and take her.
Okay.
And I started screaming like, no! And so my parents had to take all these hours of classes. And you best believe when that woman left, I got it all over again.
Good.
This time I didn't say one word. I was as quiet as a church mouse. But my parents didn't play that. To this day, I can be a little, fly sometimes. And my mom was literally, with her 5-foot self, will come up to me like, who are you talking to? And I'm like, let me just,
I've seen it.
I've seen my mom is a G. She is a certified G. She don't think for one moment. And I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta remind myself this is still my mother, and she still has every.
But let me say this to you. Like, okay, at this stage in my life now,
Mm-hmm.
my father's 77 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They whoop me,
Right.
And they whoop me good. But it's crazy. Like I find when I'm in public and I'm doing public speaking, and I'm thanking my parents. I thank my parents for the whoopings. I do. I thank them for those whoopings because honestly, as a parent, it takes a lot. No parent feel like whooping their kids all the time.
Right.
You don't feel like having to discipline your kids all the time. So it takes a lot to pay attention to them. I told my daughters this the other day. If I'm not disciplining you, and if I'm not taking the time out to discipline you, then I'm not caring.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. Because if I don't care, I'm just going to let you do whatever it is that you're doing. I really know as a parent now that saying it's going to hurt me more than it hurts you.
Right.
And I used to, as a younger, when my parents would say that, I'm like, all right, well, let me beat you then. So you can feel the pain, so at least, we'll both be hurt and stuff.
I can't
But I get it, though. I get it. And you know, a lot of us as damaged adults is because we were really damaged kids that just learned to hide it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We learned to hide some of our hurt and the things that we went through. And as I said, I can speak for a lot of black families, at least growing up in the 70s. You didn't go to no therapist. You did not go to family counseling and stuff in the 70s. Right. You just didn't, because it was like.
But you didn't do that in the 80s either.
Well, but I'm saying though, if you stemmed from that 70s era, you know what I mean? 80s, 90s. So when, you know, I got older and I'm like, yo, there's probably some things that I really need to go see somebody about. And most black men can't say that. Right. Most black and Latino men can't say that. Right. Because it's a machismo factor. And we're like, yo, I don't need nobody telling me how to run my household or how to do this, that, and other. And honestly, that's some of the worst things that we can say and do.
I agree.
But we're, again, that's that damage that's on us, and we don't know how to fix it without, you know.
Yeah, you know. I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 100%. So I'm Grump, can you play something for us real quick? We're gonna take a quick break, and then I'm gonna step out for a second, give this lace from a chance to breathe. And then I'll come back. Hey, Nene. Right. That's what she calls me. Right.
From now on, you can't play no more known music. They're all underground.
Why?
Because you ain't see me refix the loud. You ain't see me refix the loud. They had shut you down when you played the Jamie Foxx. So I had to go and do it real quick while you was doing it. You ain't even know. But yeah, that's what happened. So now, they shut down all music.
But
you have to get like all unknown, let's say up and coming new gospel people and stuff like that. Can't play that, that's normal.
Wow. Is that
from now on, huh?
From now on.
Is that like a copyright? What's that, infringement?
Yeah. I'm talking about they shut you down from gate one, and if I didn't go check, you wouldn't have known.
I wouldn't have. I would have thought I was still on. Hi, Jules. All right, y'all can sit here and talk to Grump and Lance. I'll be right back. Lance was like, no.
What's good, man? You getting into anything for the holidays?
I'm looking for some things to do.
You know what? Honestly, there's so much nonsense out here nowadays and stuff. So much dangerous.
If I'm not here or performing, I don't know.
Honestly, Sunday, I'm supposed to just get together with some of my chapter members. That's it, though. We got to, you know, if I'm out working, like, I'll be up in the house. Definitely gonna be up in the house.
Squad Rebel Radio.
The most talked about internet radio station in the land.
Yeah. Summertime vibes.
I don't really even know if they even do anything like that.
A lot of people scared to do stuff now.
Yeah, yo.
Like trying to find me a good space game or something.
Yeah, yo, you know what?
I ain't played so long.
Space tournament.
Yeah,
Space
I'm
tournament.
talking
Space
about.
tournament. Definitely.
That's what I'm talking
Yo,
about.
you know what? I majored in that at college. Spades 101. Straight up. Just almost failed out. What do
So we can play that.
Most prompts on the beach, vibing at the beach house. Bathing suit for sure because it's 98 degrees out. Nights on the shore,
What you want?
shorts and her VTs out. Squad hit the pillar like we called the whole team out. Almost time for graduation. It's time to start to get to you, so impatient. But it's been 4 years, you just tired of waiting. All them tests and quizzes finished, now you celebrating. So I gotta say congratulations. I heard you head to Old North in the fall. I heard they hit you with them chips if you ain't paying it all. You used to stress over the pays, I guess it's paying off. But I just need a little quality time before you go. That commitment, but right now with the time, baby, I know we both try to spread our wings, live and learn, study and grow. Parting ways with this for old time's sake. So just see you
Eight Squad Rebel Radio.
The most talked about internet radio station in the land.
With who?
Eight Squad Rebel Radio.
The most talked about internet radio station in the land.
Yeah.
I guess that means that we back. What's going on, everybody? Hi, Neek. Neek, I took a break. I had to stretch up. I see my Neek. I love you, Neek. Roki, I see you. Chantel, I see you. And my jewels. Good to see you guys on here. Lori, you know, big shout out to my girl, Lori. So I wouldn't get clowned this week. I came prepared. So how about... Oh, no, the number, Marcy, is 732-825-6535. That's the number you're going to use tonight, 825-6535. My big brother Felton, big shout out to Felton. I see you. So here we go. Big shout out to the guys who are advertising with me. We have Ryan Buckland, and I have something to show you. I think you'll be proud of this one. Ryan Buckland, who is the owner of Buckland Funeral Home. If you guys have, if you know someone who has passed away, if you know someone who is in need of funeral services and so forth, he will go ahead, or I'll tell you what he says offline. He says something else. But definitely hit up Ryan. Ryan is extremely classy. He's been doing funeral services for years. He's classy. He's excellent. He has a great team, and he has a background in serving. No, they can go directly to the Making Me Matter Facebook page to pull up all of his information. Another thing too, because it came out blurry. Another thing too is Jessica Bullock, the one who is doing.
Jess.
Lance is like, big shout out to Jess. Strong Girls Group all summer long, starting Friday, June 2nd, 7 p.m., Friday, July 7th at 7 p.m., and Friday, August 11th at 7 p.m. It's going to take place at the Life Options Counseling Service Center, 13 Clyde Road, Suite 102 in Somerset. For more information how to get your girls in, it's ages 9 through 17. And what they're going to do is deal with...
Just make an exception for my daughter because she's about to be 18.
Oh, no,
she's going to take my daughter.
Lance said you're going to take his daughter. At the end of the day, it's going to be girl talk, games, and empowerment. That's what I love! Yes! Girl talk, games, and empowerment. They're going to deal with self-esteem issue, peer pressure. You know... Look, maybe teach them how to cook.
Can't no woman do that. That's
Yeah,
right.
well, yeah, you, I gotta give you that. You on point.
When you get me, you make sure you don't turn. Shoot.
Yeah, Lance could burn. Lance could cook his behind on. Another thing that she's doing, check this out. Jessica's now doing From Victim to Survivor.
All right, Jessica.
Therapy group for women, assigning a new meaning to your traumatic experiences. Now, this is on point for me because my thing is tonight we're dealing with the emotions and so forth and why women need to be understood better. Some of them have been so bruised, some of them are so damaged, some of them are so hurt, and they have literally moved their pain. Just they haven't gotten rid of it. They've just moved it to a different compartment.
Transference.
Yeah, Lance said transference. So, From Victim to Survivor, assigning a new meaning to your traumatic experiences, therapy group for women only at the Life Options Counseling Service Center. And it's going to be Saturday mornings from 10:30 to 11:30, 13 Clyde Road, Suite 102 in Somerset. And the phone number is 908-290-3550. Jessica, big shout out to you, man. You really do it.
Good job.
I'm all for that. I'm all for, like, I'm not going to even lie. I'm big on women empowerment. I'm big on how to save a woman, how to help her get back to being a woman that's no longer living the scars that she's endured. I'm big on that. Let me see. So where were we? We were talking about the emotions of a woman and dealing with certain things. I want to read a couple of things real quick. And then we have a giveaway, but you can only get this giveaway if you can answer this question. Lance ain't playing. That's all I got to say. So check this out. I had found something earlier that had said that, where's the other one? Can I see the other one?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So it had said that women have a much better memory than men, especially when there's an emotional component. Right. If you hurt her feelings last year by acting in a particular way, really, like an elephant. If you hurt her feelings last year by acting in a particular way, or if you said something unkind, that pain still lives in her. She feels the possibility that you can do it again, even if you've changed significantly since that time. Now, here's where I agree with, and here's where I have a problem with that. If you know that somebody has changed, there's no need to, and am I wrong? I don't want to, undermine somebody's, their feelings or emotions. But at the end of the day, if somebody has changed significantly, give them a chance. At least allow them to continue to allow that change to manifest, but don't hold them to what they were when they hurt you. I highlighted here that her decisions and reactions are based on all these memories, including her subconscious ones, as if you were the people unchanged today. And it's unfortunate, but men get the brunt of that. And so the biggest thing that I think us women need to learn how to do is keep our emotions in check. The reason why we are being misunderstood is because we are at times all over the place and we don't know how to bring things in. I love what Jessica's doing from a counseling perspective because I'm all for counseling. I have friends that are psychologists. I have friends that are licensed counselors, therapists. You best believe when I get to a certain point, like a breaking point or whatever, what I do is I text them, hey, do you have a moment to talk? I need to get this out. And I can confide in them. Some things I need to talk to and get a psychological perspective, and where a person is not going to be biased because they've known me, because they've been friends, and so forth. Counseling matters. I am all for it. I'm all for, and even not trying to throw Bible, but even the Bible says that when it comes to your planning with your I am. When it comes to planning, when you think about the future, when you think about the direction that you're going in, the Bible says that plans fail for lack of counsel. So at the end of the day, if you want to know why you're stuck where you are emotionally, because you haven't gotten maybe the right counsel. It says that men see events as discrete from each other, even if they're not. Women correlate their feelings to structure and evolution of the relationship, and they project it forward into the future of the relationship and its expected development. Men interpret things simply. That right there is like, that did something. Men interpret things simply. So does that mean that men interpret things as a matter of fact?
I think we are. I think, but that goes back to what Ray was talking about a while ago. I think the majority of us are more black and white. We're more logical, as opposed to emotions. You know, emotions don't make sense. I know that's gonna sound crazy, but it doesn't. I mean, do people's emotions matter? Absolutely. Your emotions matter. What you feel, it does matter. But you know, I can't feed us on emotion. You know what I mean? So if I gotta work at the office late, you have to understand I have to work late. You know, you can't. We never spend any time. Well, what am I doing? If I'm working. So you have to understand it. You know, you can't allow your emotions to dictate what's going to happen and what's not going to happen.
Somebody just hit up Jules. Big shout out to Jules here. Jules said it. She said both men and women have different minds. Malika Nelson just said most times they're logistical and we're emotional. Very true. This literature that I found, it says that from a woman's point of view, the way women process information and feelings makes perfect sense. And to men, it's like an alien language. And then it says they have the potential of being complementary and supportive of each other, which starts with understanding. So even with the differences can still at some point provide some level of, you can have a difference in something and still come into like a medium to bring about some level of understanding where I can understand what's going on and vice versa.
Well, let me say this too. Emotions don't make it right.
Well,
just because it's your emotions don't make it right. Let me use this as a reference point. I dealt with a female who was very pampered and spoiled by all the men in her family. So her emotions were that she was this princess. And emotionally, when I wasn't saying yes to everything, she couldn't understand it. And her response was, well, you're supposed to, take care of my needs. And just because you feel it emotionally, that don't make it right all the time.
Absolutely.
So this is where there has to be a balance between logic and emotion. You can't just sit there and say because somebody feels something that makes it right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I want to read something real quick. Something that says what men need to know about women. Right. And I'm curious to see what you're going to say about this. We don't want you to fix it. We just want you to listen. We don't want you to fix it. We just want you to listen.
Who's that to? Us or to y'all?
To y'all.
Because y'all don't listen.
You know what? What you not going to do?
No, I'm just saying.
Women listen.
I'm gonna be honest. No, you don't.
You don't think?
You don't. You hear you try to curb the conversation. You hear what you want to hear, but you don't listen because
there you go again with these claps.
I'm gonna be honest because again, when you're feeling a certain way, that's what you hear. Your emotions dictate what you hear me say. I could say the littlest thing, and the littlest thing is. Excuse me, we're talking. So we're gonna stop waving right now. Pay attention to the story. But so what happens is a lot of times if what you're feeling, I can say the smallest thing, and it's I called you this or I said that. I didn't. You're not listening to what I'm saying because you're already upset and emotional about what I said. So or what your whatever the situation is. So I might say the slightest thing like, well, listen, if you don't really want to go, just stay home then. And that turns into, you don't want me to go.
You don't want me to go.
That's the thing. You want to sit there and be with your friends and stuff like that. Just go. Who you going to see? Who you going to see? And I don't give a darn. So don't come at me. Some of the sisters like, oh, well, that's because those are hood chicks. No, because I don't date hood chicks. So my thing is, some of the most educated women can be very emotional. If not, some of them are more crazy than some of the other ones.
That I do agree with.
Just keep it honest with you. Hear what I'm saying. Don't already assume that you know what my next words are gonna be because you're already in defense mode.
Right.
So I had to tell someone the other day. I'm like, yo, if you pump your brakes and really listen to what I'm saying, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. You mad, and because you mad, you're just caught up in the moment. Like, listen, like pause for a second. Pause for 1 second. So I don't think that's the case. Now, I do think that y'all are very attentive and y'all pay very close attention when y'all want to make sure y'all gonna smack something on us. Y'all watch. Y'all are watchers and y'all pay attention in. But when it comes
this is the biggest problem I have with what, and I can only speak about women that I've dated, and even just talking to some women that I'm cool with too. The biggest problem I have is because you're female, your feelings are not the only one that matters. You know, we got feelings too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We have feelings too. We might not know how to verbalize it the right way because, again, I told you, it's talking on that borderline of I don't want to look weak. Because some women mistake kindness for weakness, and so you don't want to really say anything. So it's like sometimes by me not saying anything is me saying a whole lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? By
Right.
me taking that time out and just being like, yo, you know what? Let me just, you know, you got to read my body language too. I said it before, and I mean I promote this book up and down. The 5 Love Languages.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best book ever. That is the best book ever. And you can take this simple test online by even Googling it to see what your love language is. But you got to be honest with yourself. You have to know what your love language is. You can't tell somebody else how to love you, how to cherish you, how to, you know, make you feel good if, going back to what your aunt said, previously, if you don't even know who you are.
Right.
Like, don't be a person who changes for the moment.
Right.
Like, know who you are.
Right.
Know who you are and be grounded. Because I can't love you and give you what you need if you don't even know what the heck you need.
Right.
Like, I can't do that.
Right.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you look for me to save the day, and it's like, yo, did you listen to yourself last week? You wanted tea. Now this week you mad because I didn't bring you tea and you wanted coffee. Like, yo, make up your
Right.
mind, yo.
Right.
What's what? You know, and you know, appreciate
Right.
and learn who you are completely. Because if you can tell me who you are, then you have every right. You have every right to get upset with me if
Yeah.
I'm not listening.
Yeah.
When I say not listening, meaning you told me who you were. You told me this is who I am. This is what you're going to tolerate. This is what you're not going to tolerate. And you told me who, and I'm just using you for example. You told me who Tiffany is. You know what I mean? But yet and still, Tiffany told me, you know, she doesn't want any children, but I'm going to try to force Tiffany to have children.
Right.
So I'm not listening.
Right.
So now when you going off, I deserve every bit of it because you made it very clear.
Right.
This is who you are, and this
Right.
is what you want and don't want. But
Right.
you have to know who you are.
Right.
You know?
I agree with that 100%. You made a bunch of valid points. I agree with everything that you just said. They also said that something that men need to know about women, that women appreciate the little things. Not all women, though, appreciate the little things.
Sure don't.
I'm not trying to be funny. I disagree with that because I know women that will say,
Ungrateful.
oh, if he can't have this, if he don't do this, if he don't have this, and yada, 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 then I'm not fooling with them. And they don't have anything themselves. So I had somebody, I'm going to tell you the truth about something. I had somebody say, oh, when you get me married, what kind of ring do you want? You know, some women like nice little things or whatever. I said, let me tell you something. I'm not even tripping off of no ring. I said, if I get one, I do, fine. If I don't, I don't even care. I'm at a place in my life where there's things that matter. The marriage matters more than the ring.
Yeah, that's why, man. Like, I don't even, at this point in my life, if I ever was to get remarried, I don't even talk about a ceremony.
I'm so serious.
Like,
I'm
it's
so
nice.
serious.
It's nice, but you know what?
I'm past that.
No.
What really matters, the
Girl,
longevity.
We gonna go home. You gonna grease my scalp? Yep. We go.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. And at the end of the day,
Tweezers and do my face and good.
you know what? Wait, you know what?
Straight up, yo. Like, I mean, I'm serious.
But at the end of the day, that goes to show that we focus on the wrong things, and I'm not trying to be funny. Women use that as a way to try to get somebody to rescue them as well.
But
it's not a good way to do it.
In fairness to women, men do use it when it's convenient for them too. Well, you know, I want to marry you, but I don't have money yet to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? So some dudes use it as a stall tactic, and you know, men
stall about a lot of things when it comes to marriage because because you know what? Because at the end of the day, men have been hurt by women. Men have been lied. Men have been dealt with a whole lot.
I don't think that's it. I think
it's a fear factor.
Nah, well, yeah, but it's not because of what you're saying. I don't think it's just because of the fact they've been hurt. You know what the biggest thing is? If you're a real man, the biggest fear is of having to take care of someone else. You want to be able to take care of her. That's the biggest fear. Most real men want to be able to be a provider. So it's not the fear of I've been hurt and stuff like that. Listen, if you're a real man, you know that's part of life. But the biggest fear is if you really cherish this woman and you really love her, the biggest fear is making sure that she's provided for and taken care of the right way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
You know, so that's my thing, that, you know, as a man, I want to make sure that whoever my queen is and whoever I'm blessed enough with to wind up with, you know. And again, like I said, I'm not going to act like I'm perfect. I've dropped the ball plenty of times. I've messed up relationships. I've done things wrong, but I've learned from them. So at this point in my life, whoever, and I'm going to say this, whoever God blesses me with, then I want to make sure that I can provide, that I can take care of. I don't want to get married and you know, she doesn't. Every woman likes nice things. You know what I mean? And I know, I recognize and understand that it's not the end all be all and it's not important, but you still want to make her feel good, and you want to make her feel like, you know, you can provide a roof over her head. And you know, that's just something about a real man. I'm sorry. Even if, and I do believe it's a partnership. So let's say, you know, he gets laid off for his job and she might make better money, you know, whatever the case is, you still want to make sure as that man know that you can sit there and give her what no other man can, for the most part. You know what I mean? And I know that it's not going to necessarily come in monetarily, but it's going to be, you know, just in the emotions, affections, love, attention, spirituality, all that stuff. But you still want to make sure that you can protect her, that you can provide for her, you can kind of help put a roof over her head. So that's why it's not, to me, and I saw G saying the same thing, it ain't about the fear of we've been hurt before. It's the fear of knowing that you have to take care of another life. Mm-hmm. And especially if y'all plan on having children, you have to take, you want to be the provider. You know, that's scary. That's scary, yo. It really is. See, like most women don't understand like how we're looking at the world. That's a scary thing, to know that you might possibly fail, and that you can't consistently give her, like, especially if she had a silver spoon in her mouth. No, maybe I can do what daddy did, but you want to get daggone near close to it. You know, you want to try to give her the finer things if that's what she's used to having. You know, even though they might not mean those things to her, you still want to try to do. So it's hard when you can't, you know that you're in a situation where you're just making ends meet for yourself. Yes, I want to marry you and I want to be with you, but am I able to really be a husband the way I, you know, envision a husband being in my head?
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Well, Ray retarded. He said, "Hey, men like nice things too." You know,
but I don't want no, as a man, even though I like nice things, I can't scream to this woman that I'm the head of my household, but she taking care of me all the time. I'm just being honest with you. So yeah, I like nice things. I just don't want to be, you know, I don't want it just to solely fall on her that she's taking care of me.
Or holding it over your head.
Oh yeah, oh Lord Jesus.
But that's not good either.
Yeah,
you know, women, if you know, here's my thing. I'm not trying to be funny.
It's the worst ego blow for a man. If a chick is like, what?
I'm not trying to
take off the shoes and I'll put you.
That's what my mother always told me. Don't ever buy me shoes because those
get out my house. Get out my house. I'm paying these. Like what?
But see, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm not trying to be funny. But you can't do that at the end of the day. That's so retarded. At the end of the day, you know, you never even, ladies, I don't care how hurt you may be.
You can't emasculate a man, bottom line. Because I'm telling you right now, y'all talk about hurt, it's almost no coming back from that. Straight up.
You're right.
If you tell me I'm worthless and shiftless, yo, trust me, even though we make peace, in the back of my mind, I'm going to be like, yo, you constantly thinking I'm worthless and shiftless. So when you emasculate a man and you sit there and take away the nah. It ain't really no coming back. I'm gonna be honest with you. So.
Yep. And to be honest with you, I'm big on that. I'm like really big on how
it's like you don't tell your girl she fat. You don't. Well, you might tell us. You might need to tell her.
You know, I'm just saying, but there's still ways to say it.
There's ways to say no. I just come out and say, girl, you know you putting on some weight. But for the most part, and I'll say,
you don't sit there and be like, yo, dad, you got fat. Like,
right.
you don't
There's
say
just
that
certain
shit,
things that you
yo.
don't say. But you know what? I'm not trying to be funny, ladies. You want to keep them, learn how to talk to them. I don't care how bad the situation may be, or learn to listen. And that's something, you know, that women do have a problem with. I'm not going to lie. Oh, yeah. So, can you, because I just lost train of thought.
Well, you know what we want to do? This is something that's a like an icebreaker for everybody, because you know me, Tiff, Grump, we know we not nobody experts, but you know we just take our life experiences and the people that we talk to, and you know some of our background is in, you know, therapy and stuff, so we kind of apply it. And what Tiffany and I were talking about during the break, I'm like, some men and women don't even really know what it is they should be looking for in a man or woman. You know, they don't really know what they want, and you know, vice versa. And so I said to Tiff, I said, I just want to hear how you think, you know, and I want to see if a lot of women are on the same page with it, or a lot of men. So Tiffany's going to speak from the women's point of view and what it is that when she thinks of men and and the quote unquote stereotypes of a man, you know. And I'm going to be the man that tells her how true they are, how true they're not. And I'm going to say what I think about when it comes to women, you know. And then on the flip side, we're going to sit there and say what it is we will be looking for in a man or woman too. So go ahead, Tiff.
Okay, so I think that women, and y'all jump on and let me know if I'm...
talk about what you think about men.
Oh, what I think that... About men, oh goodness.
Case in point, we say y'all are emotional.
When men say that we're emotional...
But what do you say about a man? See, this
what
is what I'm talking about. See what I'm talking about?
Okay, wait, see?
You see what I'm talking about?
What do I say about a man, like the characteristics of a man?
Jesus.
For me, it would be, and ladies, I don't know, you tell me where I'm wrong, and I want to see what you guys think too. Honesty.
That's what you think about a man.
When you say, you told me to get all the characteristics.
Let
right?
me go first.
Oh goodness, am I missing it?
Yes, you are. So, as Ray alluded to earlier, what most men think about women, when they think about women most of the time, they say women are emotional. Mm-hmm. Okay? Whether it's true or not, that's what most men say. Women are emotional. Mm-hmm. Women are nurturers. Women are great. I don't want to say, because I know I'm going to say it and it's going to be like, see, you just said. No. I think women are great listeners when it comes to having something over our heads. You understand what I'm saying? Grump, am I wrong?
That's facts.
Okay, but this is why you're going to be the woman to tell us we wrong or right. I think women are women have great memories.
Selective.
Yes, selective memories. I think women are. I will say this: women are intelligent. Definitely. Yeah. You know, I got to give the positive attributes to women are intelligent, women are caring, women are more loving than men are. And I think most women, not all, because I know some rats, but most women are nurturers, you know, by nature. But as I said, on the flip side, so now when I look for a woman, what I look for in a woman is, like, this is Lance's list, a woman that is at least God-fearing. Mm-hmm. I look for a woman who knows how to listen, not just when we're in an argument. I look for a woman who is cemented in knowing who she is, has goals, doesn't want to live vicariously through me. I look for a woman who is, you have to be able to have great conversation. You have to be able to converse with me effectively and be well-rounded to where you read, and you don't just read off of social media, but you've actually read a book within the past year, and you can actually have a conversation about things that's going on out there in the world. Sports-oriented to a certain degree, just be willing to look for it. You know, I mean, be willing to learn about sports. So that's kind of what I look for, and that's my views of who women are. but I know I'm wrong in certain areas. So go ahead.
Which part you want me to check?
Well, no, why don't you do the men?
Oh.
You see what I'm talking about? Don't listen.
Malika said focus it. No, so I did lose track. Men, to me, I think men are, I don't know, when I see them, I see strength.
Okay.
I see strength. I mean, I see strength. I see this barrier of this, I see provision. I see strength. I see wisdom. I see wisdom. I see knowledge. I see wisdom. I see, another thing that I see with men, I see sensitivity. I think it's hard to reach a certain point with a man, but men are sensitive. Men are sensitive, and I think that sometimes we can overlook the fact that men have feelings. I think that we overlook the fact that men do have feelings. I think men at times, because we overlook the fact that they have feelings, that they're misunderstood. I think that, let's see, what do I think about men? There's a lot that I think about.
Okay, so what do you look for, though?
What do I look for? I look for the whole, let's say, someone who can see me for who I am and not mistaken me for my flaws. Someone who definitely, like you mentioned, God-fearing, they have to love God. Seriously, I can't be with somebody who doesn't know anything about God, doesn't love God, has no relationship with Him. You can't get a prayer through, there's no way I can be with you. I need someone that understands me in spite of me. I can be antsy, I can be fidgety, I get nervous at times. As loud and as crazy as I am, there's a shyness with me where I pull back.
Emotional.
Yeah, that's a little hidden emotion, but they have to understand that. I don't ask for much. I just ask to be understood. And a lot of times that can be a lot for people. You know what I'm saying? Because of that emotional piece. I look for honesty. Not all men. Well, I don't want to say all men because women lie.
Girl,
yeah. I had to pull back real quick. I'm not going to even do that. But I look for honesty and loyalty. I'm the type of person that when I love hard. And I had said to somebody, someone tried to holler at me. And I said, shoot, if you know what I had, you would understand I ain't going nowhere. I'm ride or die to the point where my knuckles, knees, and elbows bleed. And, you know what I'm saying? And I mean that. I'm the kind of person that if I'm loyal, I don't want loyalty to be taken for granted. Mm-hmm. You know? And so that's where I'm at. I don't judge based on circumstances. I've watched the men in my family. I've been around, I used to roll with dudes all the time. So I've seen the emotional part of a man, and I've seen the sensitive part. I've seen the hurt. I've seen them cry. I've seen the vulnerability. And I've seen them also get torn down, which is why it's not in me to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So in the same breath, there's a desire to love in that direction so that they don't feel what the world and other people have been giving them. So that's what I would look for. Just somebody that's just honest, loyal, and understands who I am.
Okay, so here's my question to you, and G, you can hop into this too. So with that being said, so where then why are about 90% of relationships so dysfunctional? Where does the disconnect come in then? I mean, I can answer that, but I just want to hear what the public thinks or what y'all think. Because if I ask Tiffany, what is it that you want? And she says how she perceives men, and I said how I perceive women sometimes, and I said what it was that I want, and you know what you want to. Where's the disconnect then?
Well, I'm going to speak for me and people like me. The disconnect comes from the non-communication, which is the number one, I would say 98% of the problem, and then the will of the person, because you have to be willing to do all this it has to be worth it, in my opinion, and she has to be worth it. And sometimes she just ain't worth all it.
Do you think though? Do you think that a lot of it is because of? So I think that sometimes one of the reasons that a lot of disconnect comes in is because people's pride. They want to be so quick to sit there and talk about what it is that you need to change. They're not looking what it is that they need to change.
That's why that all boils into communication, because with pride makes you shut down.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about nothing, if you're really into your pride, you know what I'm saying? I'm a person, if I know for a fact, whatever I say to you, we going to just get into an intense argument, I'm not saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how that can go.
I can feel that. I can feel it. That's okay. Something that that you had pretty much just said about the whole pride and how people don't want to change. I can't even tell you how many times, just in general, that I have needed to be corrected and needed to be corrected and needed to be checked. And I'm not trying to be funny. If you're in a relationship and your partner checks you, it's not always to be bullying. It's because they see something that does need to be changed. And you have to be willing to say, is this really wrong with me? And you might not be able to, like me, I process stuff different. I'm a late one. So I'll think like, okay. And then later on, like literally 20 minutes later, I'll say, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll just...
It ain't 20 minutes. It's probably a couple hours to you, though.
Whatever. Okay, maybe, but within a day, I'll get it. You know what I'm saying? So within 24 hours, I'll get it. But for the most part,
But you heard what you said, and I apologize for cutting you off. You have to be willing to recognize. You can't go into something sitting there saying, you know what, he's wrong or she's wrong. Right. I didn't like the way they sat there and said something. I'm gonna speak for me. Part of my frustration, and I'm brutally honest, but part of my frustration will come when I'm telling you, you're not listening because you're so hell-bent on trying to be right. Mm-hmm. You're so hell-bent on trying to make sure that, that's that arrogance and that pride. You're more focused on trying to be right, and than to make it right. You know what I mean? That's your focus. It's like you keeping a personal or a mental tally of, I actually had someone say this to me. Well, it always seems like I'm doing something wrong. Well, I mean, you can't look at it like that. You got to look at if what is being said, is it true or is it not true? And if it just so happens, maybe the problem is that the relationships that you were in, you weren't with men, you were with boys, or you were the person who controlled the relationship. So now when you finally got a strong man, which you claim that you want, you don't know how to handle that strong man. See, that's the thing. A lot of times we say we want something, and we don't know how to take care of what it is we got. Everybody want to sit there and want the Lamborghini, but they got Ford Faith. You know what I mean? So when they get that man or woman who's a strong man or woman, then, they got to understand you got to also keep them. So you can't just sit there and take and think that they're supposed to perform for you all the time, but you got to be able to pour back into them too. And if mentally, our mental capacity are on two different levels, you're not going to be able to feed me. You're not going to be able to mentally feed me, and there's going to be something wrong with our dynamics, and it's going to, you know what I'm saying? So, You know what? And on that note, because your stuff is about to start, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to let you know.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is get ready to. We're gonna continue this, Lance, because I'm gonna be honest with you. There's so much more that we could tap into with this.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So I want to continue this. Right. We need to get.
Save it.
Okay, yeah. So next week we'll do the giveaway. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. Say goodbye to Grump, y'all. Say goodbye to Grump. Say goodbye to Lance, y'all. Say goodbye to Lance. Y'all know he ain't gonna say much. That's the only time he don't say much, when he don't like that camera on him. So y'all have a good night. God bless you. God keep you. My prayer is that you walk in grace, walk in love. Know that at the end of the day, God is merciful. And I'm not trying to be funny. Allow God to make you over in his mercy so that things can finally come together. Thank you, Jules. I just saw that. Thank you. You guys tune in next week, next Thursday. Make Me Matter, the radio show. Lance, you got something that you need to say?
Nah, before you can make anybody else matter, you gotta make yourself matter. Peace.
That's it. All right. We out. Later.